everybody. This is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. And I'm here with September's Indie Comic recommendations. Before we get into that, just want to remind you guys, Mighty Mascots 7, 8, and 9 still in demand. We are about 50% fulfilled for the campaign and growing, so I'm hoping I have about, 60 or 70 packages to send out still to people. So, we're closing in. Once we get this done, I'll probably be wrapping up the campaign sometime in October. So if you are holding out, now's the time to get in on it. All right. So now that we got the promos out of the way, let's get into this month's recommendations. So I've been doing these videos for a little while now, probably about almost a year at this point. So I basically every month I go through my previous catalog to do my DCBS order, and I always highlight indie books that look interesting to me that I'm gonna get in my order, or putting on a list that I can get later on, like like high-end trades and things like that. But I always, now this isn't every book that comes out. It's just 5 or 6 titles that look really good to me that I think you should be aware of and maybe add to your orders, or your pull list for your local store and things like that. So without further ado, let's get into September's choices, shall we? So our first choice this month is Last Ronin 2 from IDW Comics. This is written by Kevin Eastman, one of the creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Tom Waltz is the artist, and I think Ben Bishop is the artist as well. Now, I know Last Ronin 1 was really huge for IDW, and it's sort of like their version of Dark Knight Returns or something like that. And the first series was really good. I ended up buying the hardcover because I missed it initially. I was not aware of the hype behind the book, and it is really good. So like this is also a good collector's item, because I think this will be the first miniseries premiering with the new Turtles, so this is going to be interesting. So it's a little pricey. It's $8.99, but it's a bigger format. It's bigger than your normal comic book size. I think it's more like a magazine size, and it's thicker. So the price almost like justifies it, because you get a nice format for the book. So if you're interested in ordering this with your local shop, what you want to do is bring them this diamond code and tell them, to order it for you. Most stores are probably going to have this because the first one was such a big hit, but you don't want to miss out, because I think this is going to sell really well, because it is kind of the first appearance of the new Turtles. So definitely check that out. Grab that diamond code and bring it to your shop. All right, moving on. Our next one is Count Crowley, Mediocre Midnight Monster Hunter, #1 from Dark Horse Comics. The writer is David Dastmalchian, and the artist is Lucas Kettner. Now, if that name, the writer, David Dastmalchian, sounds familiar, it's probably because you know him from the acting world. This is the actor who played the Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad 2, and most recently was in the Last Voyage of the Demeter. He's a horror guy, but he's also writing a comic book. Now, I know there was a Count Crowley miniseries or a one-shot from Dark Horse, like maybe last year, and I didn't notice it when I was doing the orders. I kind of just glossed over it. But now, this one caught my attention because I love this cover. Like, I thought this cover was great. So this looks cool. It's a monster hunter, but it sounds fun, and I'm curious to see what David's writing chops are like. So I'm definitely gonna check this out. It's a 4-issue mini series, and thank you, Dark Horse, for putting that up here, because Diamond loves to not tell you if it's a mini series or not. But the diamond code here is right here. Now, this one, I would say, you might want to have your shop order this for you because most shops will get Dark Horse, but this one might be under their radar, especially if you don't know the actor's name. You know who he is, but you might not know his name. So check that out. So the diamond code is right here. If you like horror stuff, I think this one's going to be great. So I'm definitely going to check this one out. And yeah, order it. All right. Moving on to our next one. We have a packed month this month. There's like 7 choices this month. So this one caught my eye. This is Holy Roller #1 from Image Comics. It's written by Rick Remender and Andy Samberg. An artist is Roland Boschi. If Andy Samberg name should sound familiar, he's an SNL alum, and he also was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He has a movie called Palm Springs that was on Hulu, and so it looks like it's definitely a comedy comic. It's about a guy that uses a bowling ball to smash his enemies, I guess. His father was a pro bowler. And Rick Remender is really funny. Like, I really liked his last book there, The Scumbag from Image. That was great. So having 2 comedy guys kind of come together and do something that's kind of fun, I definitely want to check it out. And the artwork looks great. So this looks like it could be really good. Oh, it has some previews. Let's take a look at those real quick. Look at that. The artwork is pretty good. And good action. Smashing the face with the bowling ball. Yeah, this looks cool. I definitely gonna check this one out. I think that one might be a little under the radar, because it's people might not even know that Andy Samberg is writing a comic, or probably like helped with the scripting or just the plotting of the book. I don't know. But yeah, sounds good. And look at it, multi-talented Fallout Boys, multi-talented Joe Troman to write a comic. So it's 3 writers. Okay. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that the Fallout book. So this is like 3 writers coming together to make something funny, basically. It's 3 big guys. So check that out if you want to get this one. There's the diamond code. Give that to your retailer and they will order it for you. All right, moving on to our next book is Cobra Commander #1. This is written by Joshua Williamson and artist Andrea Milana. This is one of the first books from Skybound having the Hasbro license. So this is the first one of G.I. Joe, which is great. And it's starting with Cobra Commander. It sounds like I was reading this plot, and it looks like he is going to be using Energon to spread his campaign of terror throughout the Hasbro verse. Robert Kirkman is got the license for all the Hasbro stuff. It started with Void Rivals, and now it's spinning off into its own stuff. This could be great. And I gotta say, I like Joshua Williamson's writing a lot. He's doing Superman right now, which is probably the only book I'm reading from DC. And I really like his take on the new Superman. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do with the G.I. Joe property. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. So check this out. This is the Hasbro verse reborn with Skybound and Robert Kirkman's company. So this is the ground floor to getting in on it. So check that one out. So if you want to order this, although I think most stores will probably have this, but you don't want to assume that. So give them this diamond code. Tell them you want Cobra Commander #1. All right, moving on to the next one. Now, this one I kind of threw in here. It's not really indie, but I thought this was really cool. Fantagraphic Books is collecting all of the EC Segar Popeye comic strips from like decades ago. This is whenever they talk about Popeye, these are always mentioned. Like, these are like the inspiration for everything, the movies, the cartoons, everything. And they're supposed to be really, really good. So they're going to put them all out in 4 volumes. And yeah, so I'm definitely eyeing this. I may not get this right away, but this might be a Christmas wish list item, but I think it's cool that they're actually putting these out so you can actually finally read them now, So I bought all of the Peanuts books when they when they had those out. So I was like, I gotta get a hold of these. I think these would be really cool. So yeah, so I'm gonna definitely try to get this on my Christmas list. But wanted to throw it out there for any of you guys that are comic historians and the classic comics from yesteryear, that kind of thing. So check that one out. The diamond code is right here. Although I feel that this will be in everywhere, like Barnes and Nobles and all the great bookstores everywhere, So, but I thought I'd point it out to you. All right. Moving on. Image Comics. This is Deviant number 1 of 9. 9-issue miniseries. This is a new one from James Tynion the Fourth and artist Joshua Hickson. It looks like it's a horror comic set during Christmas time. Sounds really cool, and it's James Tynion. I mean, James Tynion is batting 1,000 if you're asking me. Everything he comes out with, I usually pick up just because he's such a great writer. And I don't know if you guys are reading World Tree right now from Image, but it's excellent. And it has some previews, so let's take a look. So here's the cover. Yeah, I love the artwork. He always gets good artists too. I gotta hand that to James. And he's really good at horror. So this looks cool. So I'm definitely interested in this. It's 9 issues, so I'll probably buy all 9 before I actually sit down and read it. But I'm guessing 100% that this will be great. So if you want to get the Deviant, this is the diamond code that you would give your retailer. Tell them you want James Tynion's new book. Another one that I think stores will probably carry, but you never know, and you don't want to risk it. So put it on your radar, give them the diamond code, and tell them, I want this comic, So, all right. So our final one is that I'm really excited for is Geiger is back. This is Image Comics Geiger Ground Zero. It's a 2-issue series. So it's a 2-issue mini series, and it's supposed to get really into Geiger's origin. Now, if you haven't read Geiger yet, this is the beginning of Jeff Johns' new universe that he's doing with Gary Frank and other artists. And Geiger is such a cool character. He reminds me of the DC character, the Atomic Skull, or something like Ghost Rider. He's like a glowing skeleton, or even like the villain from Batman Beyond. Was it Blight? I think that this glowing skeleton character, and he carries two sticks that look like Daredevil's batons, but they're actually rods that go into his back to keep him from melting down, which I thought was really cool. And it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of superhero comic, but it also has ties to this whole universe that Jeff Johns is building with Gary Frank. There was also a book called Junkyard Joe that was excellent. So yeah, I highly recommend getting in on this universe. It's so good. And the artwork by Gary Frank, he's doing some of the best work he's ever done. And yeah, so this 2 issues I am really excited for. So Geiger Ground Zero. This is the diamond code if you want to order it from your store. Give that to your retailer and they will get it for you. Highly recommended from ICR, Geiger Ground Zero. All right, everybody, that's it for September recommendations. I hope you like these videos. I try to highlight the best stuff out there, and I hope you find something cool from this channel. If you do, let us know. We'd love to hear your comments. And also join us Monday nights. Every other Monday, we usually are live with a indie creator, looking at their crowdfunding, talking about them as creators, and lots of insights into the indie comics world. So check that out. Like, subscribe, share the video, and most importantly, read some comics. All right, everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you later. All right, bye.